Watch me build part of our Business in a Box course live today. Welcome to Strategy with Sally, and today's live is a little different than normal. We've had lots and lots of updates inside of OmniSAM, and with that, there's been a huge update inside of branding. So I thought, why don't I use today's session to actually do the live and show you the course. Now, before we move on, it says something won't stream. That's okay. Let's fix that. Continue. Awesome. All right. So as always, if you can see us and you can hear us, make sure you drop a hello and where you're joining us live from so we can say g'day, and we'll jump on in. Oh my goodness, I'm tongue-tied today. We're going to jump on in and we are doing our theme song countdown. I'll be back in 3.5 as all our VIPs come on in as well. Back in after 3.5.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. Shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine. Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. Shine, darling. Go
everybody. Welcome to our weekly live stream of Strategy with Sally. Now, normally we do some education, but today it's a little different. Today, what we're doing is I've got some stuff I need to fix in our business in a box course because there's been lots and lots of changes under the media asset branding area. So I thought, what a great time. Practice what I preach, teach it live, and then stick it in a course. So that's what we'll be doing today. So if I make mistakes along the way, you might see me pause, leave a bit of a gap so I know where to edit. So here's a few hot tips for you when you are thinking of creating a course. Before we get into the course building side, let me talk to you about the strategies that I use around building a course live. So the first thing we do, of course, is we sell it. Best way to validate your course is to sell it. All you need to do is come up with the framework, what you're going to teach, and then get your beta group of people in at a really reduced price, and then teach it live. Now, this is what I'll generally do during a live teaching. I don't always live stream if I'm making a course because normally it's a lot more pieces, right? So this might be just inside of a Zoom room. The thing that I would do is I would, sorry, I've got too many windows open. I've got to close a few down. They're very distracting. So the first thing that I would do is get everybody to kind of talk to each other and get to know each other, right? Then let them know that you are building this course live. Then what you do is you teach a segment of your course live. Then at the end of that, it could be just a module, or maybe you can do a couple of modules together, but then stop and ask questions. Because when you ask questions in the room, you make sure that what you have taught is actually landing correctly. Because at the end of the day, aren't you building a course so that you can help people? And the best way to do that is to have the people that you're helping in the room with you, and then you're building the course for them, but with them rather than guessing. So it's a really great way to build a course. I'll tell you, in the past, I've built a course and I got to week 3 and I realized what I needed to teach next was actually in week 7. And I had to move that back into week 3 because it just didn't seem to fit right as I was actually going through the process. So sometimes we have these great ideas of what we think we're going to do, but then when it becomes real, things can pivot, things can change. A little bit like, when I had a baby, right? I had all these grand ideas of what I thought I would do, like she's never getting a dummy. Well, guess what? When she didn't stop crying, I gave her a dummy, and then it took us a long time to get rid of it, but it saved my sanity, right? So it's okay to pivot as well. Now, if you're joining me on the live, do let us know where you're joining us from. We do love to welcome new members here. If you're joining us for the first time on a live as well, just let us know in the chat. All right, so that is how I will plan out and deliver my course live. Now, in regards to the lesson part, always make sure that you stop, hold, count to 3 seconds in your head before you actually start the part that you want to cut out and put into the course, okay? Because sometimes if you move from one word to the next, let's get going and off you go. It's really hard to cut later on in edit. So I always call it like, yes, this actually came from Shelley Johnson, like a hold and smile position. What's your hold and smile position? Mine is this, right? So you know what your hold and smile position is, then count to 3, then start talking. Now, if you make a mistake, again, say that you messed up. It's okay. You are human, right? And then, again, stop, hold and smile, and you will actually see when you're editing the video, whereabouts in the waveform that shows the speaking, there'll be a flat line. And something's happened there. So it's easier to find it when you're actually editing if you know that you've made a mistake. I've created a course where I got all the way through, realized I'd missed a bit. So then I recorded it, and then in edit, I knew I had to cut that and move it earlier in the teaching section. Okay. So that's the other part around the editing side. Another thing, don't get distracted by the comments during the part that's going to be put into the course. All right, so just deliver your content, and then at the end, again, stop and smile, and then count to 3, and then you can come back to the room and the people that are attending and ask them, do you have any questions? And here's a really good thing to ask at this point. What did you like best? Especially at the end of that weekly live, give everyone a little bit of a minute to write down what did they like best. Then go around the room and ask. Guess what you're getting? You're getting real testimonials in the room. And with those testimonials, you can then take those and you can turn them into audiograms. You can transcribe them and use them as just plain words. You can ask permission to use the video itself as well for those testimonials. So this is my recommendation around building your course live, right? And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to build the main first module inside of our program in the Business in a Box around setting up your media assets. So you're going to see me do some of those things that we said today around it, and then I'm going to take it. And here's the thing. If you are going to be editing yourself, the best time to edit is straight after you finish the recording. Now, the reason for this is you will remember where you messed up. You will remember what happened in the room, and it will make your edit time like 4 to 5 times faster. If you leave it for a week, you're going to need to go back through and actually watch it. Even if you watch it at 2x speed, you will need to go back through. And again, that's going to take up so much more time. So for today, for example, I'm going to teach the content and we're going to edit it. Now, at the end of this live, we always go dark and we will be doing an Ask Me Anything session with any of our VIPs from the Academy and the studio that come in. But after that, we actually do a 3-hour GSD block, which is a Get Shit Done session every single Tuesday inside our community. Guess what I'm going to be GSDing at the end of today, right? I'm going to edit this and stick it straight into the course, because even if I pay a staff member to do it, they still have to watch it, and it's going to take way longer than I will probably get this done in an hour or 2 in the GSD session. So there's a few hot tips for you. Put them in the chat if you wrote them down. Share them with others. It's always helpful if you're taking notes and you want to put it in the chat and share it with others. It's always really helpful. But make sure that, honestly, my personal opinion is sell your course before you make it, because the best way to validate your ideas is to actually sell it first. I love it. Sharon has already written everything down. Let me fix this scene. We have these crazy new scenes on my computer now. I'm just going to do it again. Trying to get, there we go. Much better. All right. So let's get into the actual teaching part now, and I'm going to start creating the actual course. Welcome to the Business in a Box Module 1. This is where we're going to be setting up your branding and also your brand voice. We're going to be walking through a few different things. First, we're going to be looking into your media assets, and I'm going to give you some suggestions around what folders I think you should be creating for your media assets. And then we will move into creating your brand kit, and then we'll move into creating your brand voice. Now, in this module, I'm going to give you a lot of tips around things that I suggest that you have set up inside of your media assets and brand kit. However, I do not want you stuck in this module creating stuff that you don't need yet, okay? So the point of this is for you to know what needs to be done, but just set up the bare minimum that you need. But you've created folders and things that allow you to put assets into them later. Okay, this is really important. I just want you to get it done today. Go through this section, do the doing, and then actually finish it today without overthinking it, because the quicker you can get through this business in a box, the quicker everything's working, and then you can start to build, well, move beyond building and start to look at measuring and optimizing. All right, I'll meet you in the first official lesson where we're going to be looking at your media assets. See, there we go. Now, that was part one. I just realized what I've just done, and I want to come back to that for a second. I actually just did the intro video for module one. Usually, I don't do the intro video until after I've made the content, because after I've made the content, I know exactly what I've made, and then I go back and I'll make the intro video so that I can explain what's going to happen. Now, because I've already made this course before and I am just fixing up a very messy module that, in all honesty, had way too much stuff in it. To be totally honest with you, I always say that the hardest part is not what you put in it, it's what you leave out. And sometimes you can put in way too much. Well, that's what actually happened inside the Business in a Box training. You see, I am a graphic designer. That was what I did. I used to teach it at universities and TAFEs. Branding, design, typography, color theory, all of that is totally in my wheelhouse. That's why I'm a huge lover of Canva as well. And we promote and support Canva because branding's my thing, right? Everything you see inside of OmniSAM and inside of our communities, it's me, baby, right? I started off because that is kind of like, it's my creative avoidance time as well now. So just to kind of recap, generally I wouldn't make the actual intro video first, but I already know because I've done it before. Literally, this is all I'm going off of today. These 2 post-it notes. This is all I have about what I need to teach today. And then I know my stuff, like you should know your stuff, right? So from this is actually how I'm going to create the lessons today. So I already knew what I was going to do because I've done it before. But generally, I don't do the intro until after the lesson. All right, so let's move into the first lesson. And I'm going to set my scene, which doesn't really need me on it. If you're watching in portrait mode on social media, this part isn't actually going to go into the course. If you're looking at this in portrait mode, you can still see me. But the people who are actually on landscape mode, you can't see me, right? I don't put my face in a screen share within a course because they don't need to see me. They just need to follow along. All right, so let's make the first lesson around media assets. Welcome into OmniSAM, and you will have logged into your account and you will find yourself probably landing on the dashboard. What I need you to do is scroll down the left-hand side and we're going to start down here in media assets. Now, when you click on media assets, you may not have folders in here. We do because this is just a demo account. But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to come up the top here, and along the top, you will see 2 things that you can connect. The first thing I want you to do is connect your Google account. So if you've already got assets inside of Google, you'll be able to actually navigate directly into Google to pull in those assets. Now, it is secure. It will only go into the folders that you give it permission to go into. So I want you to pause the video here and connect your Google Drive now. All right, I'm just going to start that bit again. Great. Now you've connected your Google Drive. The next thing I want you to do is connect your Canva account. This will allow you to design and pull images in directly from Canva. So I want you to pause the video now and I want you to connect your Canva account in Media Assets. Great. Now what you've done is you've connected both the Google and the Canva account into your media assets. Now what I'm going to do with you is show you the folder that I think you should make. It will help one, if we're helping you build, we'll know where to go and look for things. And also, everybody will have the same setup, but with different assets in them. So the folder I recommend that you create is you click this little folder up here at the top, and then you will give the folder a name and call it Branding Assets. Then create, and this is a miscellaneous, so it's a stage 7. Now, if you watched your, I'm going to start that again. Make sure you use stage 7. You know why? Because you watched that in the must-watch section of the Business in a Box, correct? Okay. So stage 7, branding assets. Then click Save. Then I want you to go into your branding assets folder. And in here, these are the folders I want you to create. So the first folder that you will create is called Logo. Now, inside this logo folder, this is where you will put a few different types of logo, a black and white logo, a white logo, and a dark logo. If you don't have those variations, it's okay. Just put in what you have. Now, the other logo that you will put in is a favicon. Now, a favicon is the little tiny image that lives up the top in your internet browser, right? So if you're in Canva, you'll see a little C for Canva. If you're in ChatGPT, you'll see the little white square with the GPT logo. So I have my brand assets actually designed here inside of Canva, and I'll show you what I mean. Over here in logos, you'll see I have the standard logo by itself, or this could be called your favicon. You will also see I've got a long logo, and I've got a white one, and I've got a dark one. Now, I've got other variations of this, and you could certainly add in all the different variations of your logo if you've got multiple ones, including landscape versions and portrait versions. All right, so that's the logo part of your brand assets. Now, the next folder you will make is called Icons and Graphics. So your icons and graphics are things like in your brand, you have a certain color. And if you are making logos and icons for different social media, maybe you actually want to use your branding colors for the Facebook logo, Instagram, LinkedIn, and so on. Those icons will go into your icons and graphics folder. Now, another thing that you can put in your icons and graphics are if you have different graphics that you use within your assets. So, for example, if you're in health and wellness and you have this like fruit bowl that you use in the background of different things, or you've got a pizza or a tree or a little money symbol, whatever those graphics are that you use across your media, such as workbooks and websites and funnels, you can put those graphics in there. Think of graphics as like 1 to sort of 3 or 4 colors. They're solid colors. They are not photographs. So if we come across over here, I don't think I've put them in here. I haven't done them in our OmniSAM, but if I just take you up the top into Canva and we were to just set up just a blank document, just so I can show you. Let's say you want a logo for Facebook. You will find, do you want a square logo? Maybe all your icons for social media are circles. Maybe they're squares, right? So you choose. Let's say we wanted circles. And then we wanted the icon to be in our brand color so that everything we do starts to match our branding. So if I did Facebook and Instagram, and we look for a circle, That one, I don't know if it's going to let me change the color. It's not. Let's look for another circle. This one probably will. Right, so now you can start to create icons for the things that you use. Now, remember I said I don't want you to spend ages in this, only the social platforms that you use, okay? Now, other icons that you could have, like I said, are other graphics and pictures that you use across your assets. So that is your icons and graphics. The next folder that you're going to create is called Photos. Now, photos are just exactly what they are. Generally, the photos inside of here, you will have your headshots, right? Maybe there are some of you working on your laptop. Maybe there are funny, happy, laughing ones. So add a few headshots that you will use on your website, on your funnels, and so on. So that's the next folder to create is Photos. And the final folder that you'll create is called Videos. Now, these are brand videos that you use regularly. So for us, we have our demo videos that live inside our brand assets because all of those videos are part of our brand that we use on the regular. Now, other videos you may put in there, and you may go into the folder itself and then create subfolders in there. So some might be B-roll videos that you like to put in the background of different things, okay? So they're the main folders that I recommend that you set up inside of your brand assets. Excellent. Now you've done that, you've uploaded your assets, you can now move on to the next lesson. There we go. As you can see, I might chop that into 4 little short videos. Do your logo, do your icons, do your photos. Hey, and just to reiterate that, who knows? I'll see when it comes time to edit. All right, so now I'm going to move into the next section, which is helping people with their brand boards. So let's head back on over. Let's now move into the next section. Now, on your left-hand side, you need to come over to Marketing. Click on Marketing. Then along the top here in Marketing, you're going to see Brand Board. This is what I want you to click on now. Now, there are a few different areas inside of brand boards. The first one I want you to look at is right up the top here in Global Settings. Once we set this up, when you're building funnels, websites, and forms, and lots of other things, the colors will be easy to select. So we're going to click on Global Settings. Now, in here, we're going to add in custom labels. Now, custom colors. Now, at the time of this recording, the fonts section is not yet available. If you're watching this, and it is, then please add in your brand typography fonts. But for now, we're just going to do the brand colors. So I'm going to get you to find all of your hex codes for your brand colors. We have those all over. Oops, let me get to the right area and fix that in the recording. Try that again. We have all of that over here inside of Canva so that it's easy for me to copy and paste. So here we have all of my hex codes for my brand. So I'm going to work my way along and copy and paste all of these in. Now, while I'm doing this, you can be copying and pasting and doing it alongside of me. So I'm going to copy my first color and then come back and click Add and then Add New. Now, what you do at the top here in the naming section, what you put in here will create a custom value. And that's going to make more sense to you as you work through the business in a box. So what I recommend that you do is name it what you want to call the color. So for this one, it is OmniSAM Blue. Okay, and then I'm going to paste in my hex code and I'm going to save. And can you see here? It has a custom value. Again, in our next module, you will learn more about custom values, but I want you to just be aware that you need to name it. Otherwise, this custom value will just be a weird number. So now continue through, and I'm going to continue and add all of my brand colors in to this brand kit. So this one is OmniSAM, and this one is green. And I will paste and save. Oops, I didn't do that correctly. Let's try again. Next, I will do the green. Oops, up the top here, Sally. Get the color, paste it in, and save. Now, I'm going to continue adding all of these. You can pause the video here, add all of yours, and then come back to me when you're done. All right, so I'm just going to continue through this, add all of them in, so that when I come back, we're going to go OmniSAM dark purple, add, and then add OmniSAM purple, and paste. And then our grey. Again, OmniSAM grey. Did I copy that correctly? I didn't think so. And add new. And in our light green. And then our light purple. And then finally our light blue. Great, now you've added your colours and I've added mine. So all of my global colours are now set. So you can just close out of there. Now the next thing we're going to move down is here in brand boards, you'll see you've got design kit and brand voice. So we're going to begin with your design kit. Click on create a new design kit and choose this here. And then at the top, we're going to name it your business name, brand kit. And then you can see across the top here, there are 3 little things to click on. We begin with the logo, then we move to the colors and the typography. So the first thing to do with your logo, you can see over here, we need a landscape version. And then we also need a portrait or a square version. So I'm going to bring in my brand board. So the way I'll do that is I will navigate into the brand asset folder where I created my logos and I will upload my logo. Just bear with me while I find it. I had it pre-prepared. And I will upload my logo in here and then double click and you'll see the logo has been added in there. The next thing that I will do is I will upload my square logo or my favicon. So I'm navigating to my logos folder. I'm going to upload my favicon. Now, if you had already uploaded all of these in the last lesson, you will just have to click on them. So once your two logos are updated, then you will move across to colors. So click on colors and you can add up to 10 colors in here as well. So again, the way we do that is you click on the little color, you will add your hex code, and you will put the name of your color. So just like we did in the global settings, I want you to go through and do that now. So I'm going to start with you and do my first one. So copy, put the hex code here, then add the color here, and I'll move on to the next one and add it just like that and put my color and continue on down and add in the rest of the colors. Now pause the video here and you add in your colors. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all my colors in so when they unpause the video, they're all there. And we'll just smash through these nice and fast. Oops, wrong place. Come back there. Paste that in there. Get the next color. That didn't work. Copy. I must have hit the wrong button. There we go. White's very easy. Just move it to the top corner. Green. Purple. Just like that. And finally, blue. All right, and then I'm going to do blue, dark, purple, purple, grey, white, light green, light purple, and light blue. Great, you've added all of your colours, so have I. Now we're going to move into typography. Click the little tab along the top and we can add up to 5 different typefaces in here. We only use one, which is Monsterrat. So I'm just going to add in my typeface, but if you have multiple typefaces that you use or typographies, then you can add them all up to 5 in here. So again, pause the video and update your typography. Now that you're done, you can see over here in the right-hand side your logos, your colors, and your typography. Once you have done, then click Save. Now, as you only have one brand board, it will be automatically set as a default, but if you create multiple brand boards, then you will have the option to set as default. That is your brand kit now, all done, and it will live in here. All right, let's move to our next lesson where we're going to talk about brand voice. Welcome to Brand Voice. So you're in marketing, you've come up to brand boards over here, then you landed in brand boards, and now we're going to click on brand voice. Now your brand voice, all of this will link in when you start to use things like your conversation AI and also other AI tools throughout OmniSAM. This brand voice is going to help with copywriting and lots of other things. So the best way to do this is to go to your own GPT. your GPT knows lots and lots about you. It already knows what your brand voice is by now. Most people's does, right? So what you'll do is you will click Add Brand Voice. You will choose, you can do a couple of things. The first thing you can do is you can select with a text and you can put in a website and it will pull in the data and create your brand voice. So if I go over to our OmniSAM website, which is this, I can paste that URL and give the brand voice a name, OmniSAM brand voice. And then I just click continue. This is now going to look through my website and it's going to create a brand voice. So what it's done is it said, this is the name, this is the type of company, this is, well, it hasn't pulled in much else. It's put in a few other things here like target audience, customer pain points, brand promise, right? So it's pulled in some things from your website. If it's not very detailed, then I would recommend doing it the other way. So the second way to create your brand voice is we click Add Brand Voice and we start from scratch. Then we put in the first section your name, OmniSAM, and then select your business type, which for us is software, and then put in your website. And you know your email, your address, your phone number, and your business hours. So all of that top section you can do yourself. So pause here and fill it in. All right, I might just put ours in so at least when we come back, they see that I've done mine as well. All right. Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And my phone number, I don't know my own phone number. Let me go and grab that one. Okay. So now that you're back and you filled in this top section, the next section down here, this is where you will choose what tone you want the AI systems throughout OmniSAM to use if they're helping you with copy. So for us, we like it to be friendly. Then the rest of this here, you can take a screenshot and ask your GPT to help you fill it in. So I'm just going to minimize this so I can get in all of this on one screenshot. I'm going to take a full screenshot here and then head over to my GPT. Now the prompt that I'm going to give it is help me complete my brand voice for OmniSAM. From everything you know about me and the business, look at the screenshot for the required fields and provide me with the brand voice info to copy and paste directly into OmniSAM brand voice settings. And then I'll attach my screenshot. and I will send it straight into the GPT. My GPT knows lots and lots about me, so it's going to give me exactly what I need. Now, of course, make sure you have a read, but I'm pretty sure that my GPT is pretty smart. I'm going to come over and I'm going to start to just copy and paste. But of course, make sure you do read it. Pain points. Brand promise. Brand values. What we do. What makes us competitive. Our UPS. Oh, sorry, a USP, a unique selling proposition. Risk of inaction, and then finally CTA. So once you have all of that, you will then just click Save Brand Voice, and do make sure you name your brand voice at the top. Great. So if you haven't yet done so, make sure you head off and complete that. When you're done, click Save. And if you've got more than one brand voice, you can also set as default. Because I created that one earlier as the example, I will have to use that one as default. So now you can see my brand voice is done. My design kit is done. And actually, I might just stop there. Great, that's your brand voice, brand kit, and also you have set up your media assets. Well done. All right, and I'll just do the closing video at the end. That will go as the last piece before I send them into the next module. Well done. Now, first, if you haven't done the doing, then go back and do it. If you leave it and you just watch and you don't do, you've got to come back and do it anyway. The way this business in a box training works is you need to do it click by click. A lot of it's not going to make sense at the beginning, but as you progress through each module, you'll start to get those light bulb moments, right? So if you haven't done so, please go back to your media assets, connect those to your Google, to your Canva, and set up that brand assets folder. Then jump into marketing, go to your brand, head to brand boards, set your global setting, your brand kit, and your brand voice, and you're done. Once it's done, move on to the next lesson. Please don't get stuck in here for weeks. I want it done in a day. I'll see you in the next module. There we go. All done. I have finished the pre-recording that needs to be edited for the update inside of the Business in a Box media assets. So much more simple than the last one that I had that literally went into so many things, which really they didn't need. And I found people were spending a lot of time in this module and not moving on. So before we go dark and we head off into our Ask Me Anything section with our Academy and Studio clients, I would love to see those people that are here in the VIP room right now. And if you're on the live stream and you're able, come on in to the VIP room now. What am I going to ask? What was your... Yeah, what did you like best?
Takeaway.
Yeah, what was your takeaway? What did you like best? All right, so let's bring up Sharon. Come on up, Sharon. Just start talking, my love. There she is. What did you like best?
Here I am. I knew a lot of that, and then you're talking about brand voice. So that's a bit new.
It is.
Oh, and another new thing was to attach Canva. So I've done that.
Yep.
Because Google was already on there. So I've attached Canva now. And yeah, now I'm going to go and do a brand board.
Love it.
With my ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. I love all these new updates that have been coming out. There's been
Oh, I know. It's
so
just,
many. It's out
yeah,
of control how fast they're actually doing updates now. The reason why there are so many updates happening so fast is because the AI is just getting
AI.
smarter and smarter, that it's now doing code and all sorts of crazy things. So
I
normally what would
know.
take a week or two to get an update out, tested, and then launched is weeks. And they're moving this down to days, sometimes even a day. Like I heard the
It's
developers
scary.
saying what they're doing is they're setting up a prompt before they go home of an update that they need done, going home and coming back, and half of the work's been done overnight with the AI. It's pretty awesome. Let's bring up Deborah. What did you like best, or what was a key takeaway for you?
I I'm I think I'm similar to Sharon in discovering linking Canva and Google. I wasn't doing it as you were doing it, so I will go back and look at the whole thing from the beginning just to check what's in for me and what is not yet there. Um, just I loved going through all the stages again in the media assets. Uh, it was good to look at what's needed, logos, icons and graphics, photos, videos, all that. In videos,
Mm-hmm.
may I ask what B-roll videos are?
Yeah. So B roll might be a video of you like working, or it could be you sitting on the beach watching the sunset. So it's not like face to camera stuff. It's just, yeah, B roll. So, like when we were working on the
Um,
TV show, it might be like filming the sunset, or it might be watching, because we worked on a TV show on 4-wheel driving. So it might be like an animal that we saw in the bush, right? Lots of B roll that you can put in. You will see in a lot of videos that people will be talking, and then it goes to someone working or writing a post-it note, or that type of uh, scene changes while like they're presenting. That's what B-roll does. It kind of fills in the
okay,
gap. So the words they're
right,
using is then demonstrated by like little snippets of videos. There you go.
great. Thank you.
Yeah. So when Joyce was
Everything,
out here
everything
working,
was very interesting
I love that.
and
So
good to go over again and
yeah.
again.
So if you want to make your own
Yeah.
B roll, right, some of the things that you can do, you're in health and wellness and you help people. Think about some of the things that people might want to watch you doing, like reading a book, meditating, all those sorts of things. So just, yeah, think about that, and you can make up some B rolls for that. One more. Let's bring up Bridget. Bridget, what did you like best today?
Hey, Sally.
Hey.
Um, just again, all these new things are always wonderful and they're like, wow. So now I have to go back and just make sure excited about linking Canva in and seeing what that implication is
Right.
and how that blends it, makes it easier because I do still do it separately, even though I link them. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what the linking does. So that's exciting.
Yep.
Um, just the question of like, if I go to my GPT, does it also know what we've been doing with the OmniSAM GPTs?
Well, you can tell me if you put in the word OmniSAM if it knows what it is. That would be really nice if it knows what OmniSAM
Well,
is.
the Chloe or the wizard.
Just use your own GPT. It knows what brand voices are. So when you give it the screenshot, it will know what to do. So brand voices are generally the same type of questions that you saw there. So just take the screenshot, tell it, from what you know about me and my business, help me complete this. Now, it may not be perfect. You might want to change some stuff, but just straight in your own GPT. Yeah, because it will
Okay.
pull everything out of its knowledge base of what it already knows about you. The ones that I've given you, Chloe and Freya and Mira, they're all trained in a specific skill, right? So another thing you can do with the GPT is tell it what it is, like what its skill set is. So it's an expert in branding and brand voice, right? If you tell it that, it will know then how to proceed with the question based off that skill set.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Excellent.
But yeah, it's
You're
exciting.
very welcome. Now, Deborah, I just want to say, you said you're going to go back and watch everything. So allow me time to edit the videos. And then if you can go back and watch them in module 1 and tell me, does it make sense? Right, once the edit goes in. And that way you don't have to watch the whole 45 minutes of me fluffing around. You just watch the stuff you need, all right? So
Sure.
I'll let you know as
Yeah.
soon as that has been done so that you can, jump in and go watch that as well. Awesome. All
Yeah.
right. For everybody else out there in the big wide world, we're about to go dark and head into Ask Me Anything. So for those of you who are interested in finding out more about OmniSAM and how we can help you with your business and literally save you time, feel free to head to omnisam.com.au and have a look at our little website and check out our demo. We have more than just software. We also have a lot of education available for people in business as well. Anyway, guys, if you like this, then make sure you follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit on that little bell so you don't miss our notifications. We go live same time every week. So it's always a Tuesday at 10 a.m. Melbourne time, and we're always teaching something. If you've got any requests for what you would like to see on Strategy with Sally, please email a request to support@omnisam.com.au. We would love to get some requests on topics. We have really planned out our topics well. We are quite far right into probably next quarter, but if a really good topic comes in, we would be happy to swap it out for one of our live sessions. So if you're watching or listening to this and you're like, oh, I would love to hear something on XYZ, please send us an email and request that, and we'll let you know if we can slip that into the schedule. All right, as always, never let anyone dull your sparkle. Make sure you get one income-producing activity done every day, and every day be marketing. Bye for now. Thank you. I love it.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And